What's going on, guys? How we doing? Let me make sure that my audio is doing good on your end, so give me 1 second, guys. Let me know if you guys hear me any better now. Oh, no, no audio at this either. Dude. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay on your end? Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, I want to make sure of that. All right, guys. So sorry for the delay. It was kind of kooky. So yeah, again, thank you very much for joining us here at LinkedIn. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing in folks little by little for them to have an opportunity to promote themselves, talk about what they're passionate about, and have an opportunity to share why you should connect with them. So I'm going to start out from I'm going to bring folks in little by little, and then we'll just go clockwise. All right, guys. So here we go. Okay, good. So we get here. It's fine. So let me bring everyone now on the screen as many I can fit. Okay. Looks like we got everyone on this end. Let me know if you guys go right ahead with your audio on your end. Let me raise up the volume on my end. Go right ahead. Can you guys hear me okay?
Sounds good.
We can hear you.
Good. Wonderful. Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to start from left to right, and I want to give an opportunity to Edie. Thank you very much for you guys' time to share, to hang in there with this audio hiccup that I had. So thank you very much for that. So Edie, I want to give an opportunity for you to share with folks about your passion and also why should folks connect with you.
We can't hear you, Edie.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go to the next one in the meantime. Is that okay, Edie? Okay. Hey, Gregory. Thank you very much for your patience. Hey, go right ahead. You're on, sir.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
We'll do the first test on
Absolutely.
that one. So, hi, everybody. I'm Greg Goldstein with OMG National in Plantation, Florida. We are a full-service digital marketing company focusing on the small and medium-sized businesses. My passion is really about relationships. I'm a big community leader here in Broward County, Florida, and I really enjoy networking and learning about other people, their businesses, their passions, etc. And that's what excited me about this afternoon's opportunity.
That's awesome.
So that's basically it. Again, full service marketing, digital marketing company.
Can you hear me okay on your end? Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, I want to make sure of that. All right.
So.
Okay, good. Let me give Mark Lavin an opportunity because it's been kind of kooky today. So, Mark, then afterwards, then we'll go into our roundtable, I guess, at that point. So, Mark, why don't you share with folks what you're passionate about and why should folks connect with you?
You bet, man. Well, first of all, my name is Mark Galvin, and Marcello likes to give me a hard time, and I give him a hard time by always wearing a hat. So, Mark Galvin, I'm with ePresence. Our website is epresence.me. That's epresence.me because it's all about you. What we do is we are a full-service social media agency. The neat thing that we do, it's a little different than most, is we do focus on personal social media in addition to company social media. So folks that need to reach more people, that need to find more folks out there through not only company but personal social media, we help them with that. So epresence.me, we have this great new thing that we're doing. We have a webinar that we're rolling for all the folks out there. If you know someone who's out of a job, furloughed, worried about losing their job, we have a 1 hour webinar. We're helping folks with their LinkedIn profile. Just go to epresence.me. They can sign up there for $37.50. So it's normally $75 a head. We're doing it for a lot less this time around. So yeah. Marcello and Daryl, thanks for putting this together. You guys are rocking. And I'm joining Daryl tomorrow for his own show. So I appreciate all the time you guys are sharing with all of us. Love you guys.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for dealing with our hiccups. So, sorry about that. I just realized it was, I told you guys this fancy microphone, this Yeti mic, and for whatever reason, it was just actually kaput. So I want to let you guys know we're using Restream. It wasn't Restream. I realized just now I got an error message from my blue microphone that it conked out on the software. So that's what it was. All right. So Randy, tell us about yourself, please.
Well, I will if I can unmute myself.
Yes.
I'm Randy McNeely. One interesting thing about me that has nothing to do with my business is that for a communications class project, I once dressed up like Superman on a public bus and pretended that I was flying the bus. So that's an interesting factoid that doesn't mean anything. But related to my clients and things, I'm a passionate kindness advocate. I bring value to clients by helping them assess their current culture, determining how well they're tapping into the positive economic power of kindness. I've just joined a wonderful company called Real Impact Solution as their Chief Kindness Officer, and we're all about helping organizations to do more with less through both digital and cultural transformation solutions. We work with organizations to provide positive impact solutions that improve their business value and help to unleash their employee creativity and innovation so that they can make a much greater contribution toward value creation in the organization. And we work with them to tap into the positive economic power of kindness and kick off a cycle that can be perpetual as long as you keep that culture going. So that's me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Randy. Let me go on to the next person that we have is Gregory. And in the meantime, Mark, if it's not too much, I'm filled up on this point. Do you mind if I drop you off and so I can bring in my dude?
Peace, my friend. See you, bud.
Thank you, sir. All right, and now go right ahead, Gregory. I'm going to put you on the spot. Go right ahead and tell us about yourself.
Very good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to assume that I am live. Great. So I am Gregory Austin. It's a beautiful day here in Kansas City, which is where I'm signing in from. Thank you so much for having me. I've been a corporate recruiter for 10 years, and that is still my day gig, but I also love to help job seekers. And to that end, I did write a book, Stellar Resume Writing Secrets from a Corporate Recruiter to help folks for the price of a cup of coffee. This is a proven resource to help folks. I've also started up a new website called careerjetpack.com. Gregory Austin, it's a beautiful day here in Kansas City, which is where I am. And I'm also able to help people on the side with resume writing, interview coaching, job search coaching, as well as LinkedIn profiles. So careerjetpack.com. Thanks so much for having me.
Much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gregory. And thank you for dealing with the hiccups that we had today. Hey, Con, I'm going to bring you on up next and tell us a little bit about you. Also, tell us about your book as well.
Sounds good, Marcello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you just fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
And go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Konstantinos Apostolopoulos, fondly known as Coach Con. I am the owner, founder of Fresh Biz Solutions, an HR performance consulting company and change management partner to many of my clients. Recently, I wrote a timely book called 7 Keys to Navigating a Crisis. It's a practical guide to help people emotionally deal with the pandemic that we're facing right now and any other disaster that they may be facing in their life, personal or broader than that. I wrote this book with my good friend, Dr. Ilya Gurguris, and we are both available currently to help people, but also organizations and leaders lead their teams through this time of difficulty and helping them basically navigate this process. Thank you.
Cello.
Outside of LinkedIn, is there any other place that someone can connect with you?
The way to connect, the easiest way, I'm going to put it in the chat notes under Coach Con. You can find me there, and from there we can connect directly. DM me with any questions and an opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, in the meantime, I'm actually gonna ask Randy to drop off. I'm actually have to bring someone else on, if we have room later on in the show, I could bring you back on. Okay, Randy?
Yeah, that's fine. I would like to come back so that I can share a couple other things. So thank you.
Sure, no worries. Thank you, sir. And if you want, you could log off and then stay in the chat, and I'll let you know if we have another spot. Okay?
Okay. So how do I do that? Do I just?
You could close out this browser, and I'll give you the link to the live feed. I put that in the chat itself, and
yeah,
I'm
on the live feed. I'll go ahead and close out of here.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. All right. Let me see now. Make sure that let me bring my dude back. How we doing on your end, my dude? The guy with the bow tie. How's things going on your end?
It's working. I'm in. I was making a comment. I can't even get into the own show I co-host. This is crazy. But thank you guys. Great response. We got a lot of people waiting in the waiting room. So if you're watching and you're in the waiting room, it's a certain amount of people that can get in. So we're trying to move through this. But like Chello said, I'm the guy with the bow tie, helping you make insurance easy. My job is to help you protect your health, wealth, and income, so I don't want to take too much time, but Chello and I did this to kind of give back to the LinkedIn community. So please engage in the comments, connect with people, drop a website, and meet some good people on this.
All right, what I'm gonna do in the meantime, I'm gonna ask someone. I think I got a view brand about your end. So I'm gonna bring someone else on in the meantime. Okay.
Perfect, buddy.
All right. Okay. The next person I'm gonna bring on the doctor. Thank you very much for being so patient. I apologize for all the hiccup. Please, I want you to have an opportunity to share with folks, watch as folks connect with you, and what you're passionate about as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you just fine. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. My name is Dr. Anya Seghetti, and I am the CEO and owner of Back to Health Functional Medicine. As we all know, obesity and other chronic diseases are running rampant in America right now. In fact, the CDC reported that 6 out of 10 Americans live with at least one chronic disease. People are confused and misled by advertisements and marketing from the pharmaceutical and food industries, leaving them feeling frustrated and helpless while still being sick, exhausted, and overweight. I show people the hope that exists by guiding and empowering them to change their diet and lifestyle to regain control over their own health. I created my business, Back to Health Functional Medicine, after suffering with a chronic disease myself and not finding any solutions with traditional medical providers. I connected with a holistic doctor who helped me to change my diet and lifestyle and ultimately halt and reverse my autoimmune disease. Therefore, I quit my high-stress corporate job, went back to medical school, and became the one who could help others heal naturally. As a holistic primary care provider, I utilize food as medicine, dietary and lifestyle modifications, and nutraceuticals to optimize my patients' health through customized treatment plans. All of my services are virtual telemedicine and can be performed anywhere. Thank you. I'm Dr. Anya Seghetti with Back to Health Functional Medicine, your guide for your journey back to health.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate that. And what you just shared with us was outstanding. I appreciate you being very concise and to the point. Do me a favor, when you do have an opportunity, record that and post that on the event page as your intro page, as your intro video. I think that could be definitely quite useful for folks that have not had a chance to know you or met you before, and then you utilize that for other opportunities as well. So consider that. Okay, I thought I guess I lost the doctor. So let me bring on the next person that I want to highlight. So I want to bring on my dude right here, Kenneth Brandt. Can you hear me okay on your end?
Oh, absolutely.
Go right ahead, Kenneth.
In a world of online networking, Linked Lunch stands as a shining beacon. Join Daryl and Marcello live for unswerving leadership and supreme business acumen in these trying times. That's right, I'm Kenneth Bryant of KennethBryantVoiceTalent.com. And what I'm passionate about is I want to give your brand a voice. Your brands need to be heard. I have the voice to reach your audience. Allow me to provide the voiceover narration, the quality narration that your project deserves. It's something I've done for years now, and it's something I dearly love to do.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. I thank you so much. Let me bring on the next person I want to bring on here to have an opportunity to share, which is my dude, our veteran for Linked Lunch. And you already know who that is. Khadib, how we doing, sir? Go right ahead. Let folks know about yourself. I can't hear you. That's been the theme of the day. Don't worry about it.
So it's not just me.
No. No, not yet. That was you, Edie, just now, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me go to you next, okay?
Oh, okay.
Go right ahead, Edie.
Hey, everybody. My name is Edie Clark, and I am a video and YouTube strategist. And I guess I would say I'm most passionate about helping my client base, which consists of Coaches, trainers, strategists, consultants, speakers embrace and understand how to use videos and create videos by virtually holding their hand through the video creation process so that they don't have to worry about trying to do that themselves. They can focus on what they are genius at and let me do the rest. So I offer services like remote video creation, which allows me to remotely connect with my clients through their webcam or through their iPhone, and I can create their videos for them in batches or in bulk recordings. Then I take over doing everything from editing to managing their YouTube channel if that's what they need me to do. So I want to actually thank Marcello for inviting me to this. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I look forward to getting to know and meet everybody here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that, Edie, and thank everyone for dealing with the craziness we had today. As you guys listen to everyone have an opportunity to introduce themselves, do the same as well for your brand. Take a time, and if you've been invited to the show, there's a event page. On that event page, post your intro video. It should be anywhere between a minute to maybe 2 minutes. Don't tell nobody I went over 2 minutes. But but take a time and let folks know about you. So if you didn't get a chance to get on the call because you had other prior engagements, definitely explore that. And if you don't put it on the event page, tag me so I can put it back and let folks know about it. All right, so let's go. In the meantime, let me see here. I'm going to ask, Greg Goldstein, if you mind dropping off, I'm going to have to bring someone else on in the meantime, but please continue engaging with folks in the chat, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And Gregory Austin, the same thing. I have limited space, so I'm bringing on 2 other folks as well. Please continue engaging with folks in the chat, okay, Gregory?
No worries. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you, guys. All right, and the next person I want to bring on right now is, that's you right there. How we doing? I love the head wrap. Wonderful. Thank you very much for making it today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Marcello. Thank you so much for having me. Hello to everyone.
Thank you so much. And thank you for posting your intro video. It was outstanding. I love how authentic it was. And not how authentic. It was authentic, period. So thank you very much for doing that. Can you take a few moments and let folks know about you and why folks should connect with you here on LinkedIn?
Sure. Thank you again. My name is Vanessa Phillip. I am originally from the beautiful island of St. Lucia in the Caribbean, and I also do work in the island of Trinidad and Tobago. And I am a public relations specialist and social media strategist. The name of my company, which was created 6 years ago, is Evolution Public Relations Management Limited. And what can I solve, or what can me and my team, what can we do to help the entrepreneur or the business owner? Glad you're thinking and glad you asked. So as a public relations specialist, I specialize in press releases, biographies, company write-ups, product descriptions, anything that has to do, any creative writing that I can help with in regards to different things that you may be presenting in your company, in your business. I specialize in that. And as a social media strategist, I help you to create strategies to reach your ideal client on social media, on any social media platform whatsoever. And I'm talking about organic reach, organic growth, and I'm also talking about creating advertising campaigns for your business. I started working with musical artists, and I still do have some clients that are musical artists, but I have a special love and a special place for entrepreneurs like myself and business owners. I work with businesses small, medium, and large. And this is in a nutshell what I do. My company, my team, we also specialize in graphic design, website design, and production. So I also do voiceovers. I create commercials, infomercials, and things of that, things of that nature. So I would be glad if you guys can connect with me via LinkedIn. Check out Evolution Public Relations Management Limited's business page on LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. I see that Donovan gave you a thumbs up. He said, "Go St. Lucia."
Yeah.
Thank you, Donovan. I appreciate that. And Gregory, do me a favor. Gregory Goldstein, I still see you in the background. If you could close out that browser, and the same thing as well, Gregory Austin, if you can close out that browser so we could add someone else on the call. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let me go on. Let me bring my dude on. Vadeep, how are we doing on your end, sir?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Wonderful. Yes, sir. Amen.
Excellent.
Thank you for this. Everyone, this is our LinkedIn Linked Lunch veteran. So go right ahead, sir. Let us know about you.
Okay, so my name is Karandeep, and as you may have already figured out from my accent, I'm actually based in Warwickshire, England. In terms of what I do, I'm an independent quality and regulatory consultant working in the medical devices industry. In terms of my clients, they tend to be small and medium-sized medical device companies looking to bring their products on the market, whether that be in Europe or the USA. In terms of the value that I provide, I help medical device companies bring their products onto the market, help them navigate any legal issues from any quality regulatory compliance problems that they may have. I also create videos on link describing the technical jargon associated with the work that I do, particularly helping new graduates get into the industry or those who are just curious about what medical devices is all about. So the reason why you should connect with me, if you are interested in medical devices and you want to explain to you in a very, very simple way, go onto LinkedIn, watch some of my videos, and I will help break down that for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. And you, along with the doctor, came up with you guys are deliveries outstanding. So I know that you've done video in the past. When you do have an opportunity to create a video, an intro video, and post it on the event page, I definitely would like for you to share with other folks that have not able to join the live call. So let me see who else we got going on here. So thank you very much for your contribution. I'm going to bring my dude back right now. The guy with the bow tie is back in the house. What's going on, sir?
Hey, just working through this tech. We got too many people trying to get on this thing. But thank you guys again. Make sure in the comments, I want to stress that. Try to connect with people, ask questions. We'll throw them on screen. Chello's doing a good job steering the ship, even though we're having technical issues. Thank you. And Trevor Houston, thanks for the tip. We're going to try to integrate this with Zoom at some point. Maybe there's a way to get Zoom involved. But please engage in the comments and try to meet people. The whole point of LinkedIn is to engage. So give the reactions, talk to people, click their face, and connect with them.
Mm-hmm. So next person we got now is Sarah. Sarah's in the house right now. Sarah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today. I want to give an opportunity for you to share why folks should connect with you here on LinkedIn, and what are you passionate about?
Hi. Oh wow, this is timing, huh?
Hey, you gotta bring the baby in the picture. This is real life right now. Yeah.
Right. Here he is. The cutie
there
pie.
You go.
He's my favorite travel buddy. So, my name is Sarah Salter, and I'm a travel advisor, and I curate immersive vacation experiences that are accessible to everyone. That means I remove barriers to travel. That can be financial. I'm also a certified autism travel professional. So if you know anybody with special needs, autism, medical needs, disabilities, or allergies, I can help them get there and support them while they're in destination. But a really big thing that I'm passionate about right now is helping everybody travel safely in the age of COVID-19. I think a lot of people are unsure what their options are or where they can go and still have fun that's safe. So I've been doing a lot of research in exploring vendors that can help you what I call socially distance in style. Luxury villas are a great way to do that. For example, my family is going to be staying in a luxury villa in St. John over Thanksgiving. And it's only going to cost us a little over $5,000 for 7 nights. I can get my groceries delivered, or if I really want to get bougie, I can have a private chef. And I only have to venture out when I need to because the villa is equipped with a game room, a gym, and a swimming pool. So if you are concerned about how you can travel safely, I'm definitely the person that you need to reach out to for that as well. So again, my name is Sarah, and I am your travel personal shopper, removing barriers for you to take that trip you were meant to take.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and thank you for your co-host. I don't have an opportunity to have co-hosts like you did, so mine is downstairs sleeping. My grandson, so you're a lucky person. So
The real talent up there.
what was that? Hold on a second. Go back. What you said?
I said, this is the real talent right there.
Mm-hmm. That you're right about that. It's definitely real life.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? What's going on? How you like the vibe, Mr. Bow Tie Guy? How we doing, Daryl? How we doing so far on time? We can't hear you, sir. In the meantime, I'm gonna ask Akon and Kenneth. I'm gonna ask you to drop off in the meantime, but please continue engaging folks in the comments, okay? And if I have
Thanks
some
for having
time,
me.
I'll bring you guys back later, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. All right, let me see here, and I have 2 free spots in the meantime. So if you guys watching it now, if you guys want to join the panel, I'll post a link to that. And I'll bring that up here. So right now I'm gonna post a link on LinkedIn. So if you guys want to join, that's gonna be the link to join the panel in the meantime. So I have 2 available spots in the meantime. Now, Kenneth, if you can, when you continue chatting with us in the live feed, but just close out this browser, please. So then it opens up the spot. Thank you. All right, so now in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys all round robin right now in the meantime. This is what we got, because now we have room. So we got room to breathe a little bit. It's one of those kind of deals. So now, okay, so I know the big challenge that we have now when it comes down to networking is that we can't actually meet people in person anymore. And this is why this platform is such vital. It's so vital to be able to stay connected or even conduct business. And I say that because in my line of business, I'm in sales, and ultimately the opportunity to make an impression on someone is more impactful when you're face to face. So video has been instrumental for me to stay connected with my customers. I mean, so much so that my wife says, gosh, you go in there in the morning, and by the time you leave in the afternoon, you never leave. You want me to put a tiny refrigerator in your office? So, it's that bad. Now I want to go from left to right. The first one I have is I want folks, let me mute your end because it's reverb on my end. In the meantime, Edie, I want you to tell me how you've been managing how to stay connected with your customers, and how are you managing to get new prospects or new customers or clients under these current circumstances.
Yeah, this has definitely been a trying time for, I think, most of us. The platforms that I used to use before was primarily YouTube. And I wasn't even on YouTube as often as I probably should have, because my concern and interest was always for my clients. So my goal was to make sure that my clients' work was done and that they were being shined, a spotlight was being shined on them and not so much on my work. And now because of COVID, it really made me sort of, reverse things and look at what I needed to do. So that's when I decided to sort of look at LinkedIn a little bit more, because unfortunately, I, like many people, were sort of throwing LinkedIn as that's the place where people go if they're looking for a job. And for a long time, I just didn't really focus on it. So now I am. And so what I'm basically doing is I'm taking a lot of the work that I used to do and still do on YouTube, and I'm bringing it over to the LinkedIn platform just in bite-sized videos. The videos I tend to do are more instructional and tutorial and informational. And I'm getting a lot of feedback that way, and I'm getting some interest in people connecting with me and wanting to know a little bit more about what I do and how I can work with them. So that's what I'm really sort of emphasizing to a lot of the people that I work with now, that we're focusing on only on Facebook or only on Instagram, to really expand their reach a little bit more and do more videos, because people are spending more time in front of their computers. So therefore you're going to be able to get some eyeballs on the content that you're creating. And so far, it seems to be working for a lot of the clients that I'm working with. So it's rough at this time. It's sort of scary because we don't know what direction things are going to go in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a great opportunity to get eyeballs on your content. And I'm sure there's tons of people that have a lot of content out there that they didn't really think to do. And now is a perfect time to create that and put that up, whether it's on YouTube or on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever.
Well, I'm glad you put it that way. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Before we go on to the next person, which in this case is Kadeep, I want to give Michael an opportunity to share with the group that are watching, folks, why should folks connect with you, and also what you're passionate about as well. So can you, I'm going to put this on you and let folks know about yourself, please.
Chello, happy to be here. So I am a financial advisor by day, and by night I run my own company called True Planners, and we can be found at truelifeplanners.com. So some people plan financially for their future as a financial advisor, and then through True Life Planners I help people with interviewing preparation, genuine and transparent negotiation, as well as life planning that's actually achievable. And people should connect with me because I'm a genuine and honest guy, and I have a passion for helping others.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's the key thing. I know that you and I have been talking offline for some time now, and I like your vibe. I mean, you also jumped on cocktails with Chello once, and your vibe, your entire vibe is just so generous. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. Thank you very much. And Gregory Austin, if you mind, if you can stay in the chat, but if you can, just close out this browser for Restream, so I can free up that line for someone else. And now let's go back now. Here we go. Now, Kadeep, once you let folks know, I know that you're in the medical industry, but I know that, and I say that because people might think that it's a recession-proof industry. In a way it is, but I'm sure there's some challenges that you're facing to either stay connected or garner new clients. So can you share with folks, what are you doing differently now?
Okay, I mean, in terms of the work that I actually do, majority of it is remote based. So generally with my clients, maybe I might spend about 1 day a week being on site with one of the different clients. That's obviously now not a possibility due to COVID and is somewhat limited. So that is a little bit difficult due to loosen that personal interaction, because sometimes I put policies into place, sometimes I help people with regulations, but I'm not there actually to see the business whether it's working or not, and that's really important out there. So that's been quite difficult for now. And of course there are some companies out there who aren't used to remote working, who aren't used to this sort of facility, and they've had to bring a new infrastructure, they've had to bring in labs, computer networks to help them in with Zoom calls, etc. So in terms of, is it actually a recession-proof industry? I would argue that it actually is. So during the COVID crisis, I've actually had more business than usual, as you would expect. And as a result of the crisis within the past 2 weeks, I've actually managed to get myself 2 new clients. So for me, actually, in terms of actual business, it's been a positive side to it. But I know that there's been a lot of negatives out there as well. And that's basically my situation at the moment. So in terms of me, I've not been negatively impacted so far.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can relate to your plight because and my industry is the waste and recycling industry, and it is in a sense recession-proof as well. So much so that when people ask me how are things going, I have to tell them, gingerly, like, I'm doing pretty good. So, I mean, my company is very generous, and I have a job, and so unlike other people, they can't say the same. So, like I said, I'm quite happy where I'm at, and I have a great company that backs me up. So I'm very happy for that. So now, let me go on to the next person right now. Again, when it comes down to my lady from St. Lucia. Tell me about the same question. What are you doing differently now to stay relevant and to get new clients? Because that's the lifeblood, I don't hear you on your end.
Can't hear you.
Okay, I hear you now. Just have to speak up a little bit.
Okay. Do you guys hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Great. Okay. Yes, I was agreeing with you. It is very, very challenging, especially, well, in the Caribbean when COVID hit, I would say in the month of February to March. That is when the shutdown started happening across the region. And what I do is remote based as well, because I was actually living in Trinidad for a little bit, and then when I came visit St. Lucia in November, and I was getting ready to go back at the beginning of this year, could not because of COVID. So I had to really think about what people would need, what entrepreneurs and business owners would need. I really had to start offering a lot of free services, because I realized everybody's home, everybody's anxious. People want to learn something, people want to do something. So at first, what I did, I held a 5-day intensive training for a program named the Model Method, MODEL, the acronym Model Method for social media. And I held it for 5 days. And what I did, I recorded that and I made it available on my membership website so that people can actually still do that for free. I also had to create a program named the Social Media Runway, which is a membership program to help entrepreneurs and business owners own it on social media, teaching them how to create quality content and how to just maneuver on their social media platforms. So I had to get really, really creative, because at first it was like a job-to-job basis where people would hire me, I would do certain things for them, manage their social media pages and whatnot. But then I had to recalibrate and say, okay, people may not have had that spending power, so let me package something in a more affordable way for them. So they're actually learning something, they're still doing something, but it's not crushing their pockets because of the effects of COVID-19. So it really brought me to a place of innovation, and it brought me to a place where I had to be more empathetic to what's happening in the world. And I will say that even being in quarantine and practicing social distancing, it really brought me to a place to spend more time on LinkedIn. There was a time I was on for a while, and then I got busy. But now when all of this started happening, I started pouring more into LinkedIn. And I have been connecting with amazing people across the globe, from Pakistan to India, South Africa, Nigeria. It's been tremendous. I am so thankful for that. And my connection list, it jumped. I think by the time I checked, there was a day I checked, I had over 150 invitations to connect. I'm like, what in heaven's name happened? Like, what did I do? Because I was not even on. So to show you that, I was on when I did the launch of the Social Media Runway on May the 4th. So I was on between May, about a couple of weeks, and then I was off doing something else. It was like 150 to 200. I'm like, whoa. So I'm really thankful for that. But to answer your question, yes, I really had to recalibrate, really had to sit and think, what does my connections need? What do my potential clients need? And really put some effort in there and utilize what I could do and make it work. You just have to make it work.
Yeah, sometimes you have to put yourself in your client's shoes to really be able to speak their language. And I say that because during these troubling times, rather than me saying, yeah, Bobby, I know exactly what you're dealing with, or hey, Karen, yeah, I hear that all the time, and really not mean it, I just did something as simple as, guess what? Knocked on some of my existing clients' doors in these different industries and say, hey, what are you doing? How's it going? What are you changing? How's it working? What would you change? So now, in a sense, I become a subject matter expert in their industry. So guess what? Now I pick a phone and I'm like, hey, you never met me, but I know what you're going through. So not saying that that's how I call, but you get it. Just eventually, when we have opportunity to start having a conversation, then it's going to be clear to them that I know their plight. But before I move any further, I'm not sure if you guys know that Jesse T's in the house right now. Jesse, talk to me, baby. Let folks know why should folks connect with you, what you've been working on. I see you busy. I see you in my feed on a regular basis, and what you're passionate about. Let the folks know.
Chello, my brother, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine.
Great to have be on your show with also with Daryl, to be on this live, man. This is beautiful that you're putting this on. Thank you to everybody who's in the audience and who's connecting. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. So my name is Jesse T. I do a few things. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a podcast, and I'm a member of a nonprofit that helps people that have lost children. And when I have time, I try to focus on my health and wellness, spirituality, and a few other things. So the big thing for me is I run a company called 46 and 2 Wealth Partners, and we are a advice-only firm. And out of 400,000 financial planners in the United States, only 5% of us are fiduciaries. What that means is we're not going to screw over our clients at any level we can't. And so when our clients win is when we win. And so my big thing is leaving people better than I found them in life and in business, and adding value at every stage I can. So if you need connections, if you're looking to find people that can help you in your business, I'm more than happy to plug you in. And my goal is to leave you better than I found you.
See, I mean, I see you and my dude Mike over here. You guys definitely could hit it right off, because he has a very similar outlook as well. And I'm not sure if he's in the same industry. I know he's in the same industry, but it's not sure if the people that he helps is the same. But I know essentially you guys have the same view. Now, I know you've been posting some stuff on LinkedIn on video-wise. Those snippets. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And I think you recently uploaded a video with our dude Alon. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so that's from the Jesse T Show. The Jesse T Show is a podcast that highlights entrepreneurs, thought leaders, creators, and athletes, and shares their journey with what they've accomplished, what they've been through. I have people that have overcome amazing odds. It gets super deep on the show, and it really just highlights them and their journey so that we can share those ideas back with people that want to level up in business, life, health, wellness, spirituality, whatever. And so those clips that you're seeing are called Jesse T Quickies. It's just a fun little way to throw out clips, and it's little clips from each show that we put out so that we can keep, re-energizing the continuity of the show, and also highlighting the people that have been on the show.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, JC. I got someone else in the background there. I got Abby. Abby, are you ready? I think you're in the background there. I'm going to bring you on right now. Can you hear me, or you good over there, Abby? Alrighty. So let's go back to the full screen there in the meantime, and park Abby now. So the next person I wanted to hear from is Sarah. Sarah, tell us how you're managing now, getting new clients. Helping people with their travel arrangements, how things have changed, and if so, what are you doing differently now to stay relevant with either people that don't know you or even existing people that you worked with in the past, so when they're considering travel, they can remember you?
Well, definitely spending a lot of time doing these networking events and trying to move outside of my local market, and find people that are looking for more of that curated travel experience. I like to say that I'm not a booking agent, that I'm a personal shopper for travel. So I'm trying to find the people that are looking for those experiences instead of just, going on a quick trip for the weekend or the annual Disney trip that they always take. And that way I can work one-on-one with them to figure out what are the destinations and accommodations that they need, and how does that schedule work out, and develop a long-term relationship with them that's going to keep bringing me new bookings through COVID and beyond. A lot of people refer to having their bucket list. I love to sit down with people and have a conversation about how can we go down that list with you? How can we set it up so that you can knock off one of those destinations once a year or every other year and do it without breaking the bank? So I'm really just trying to be 100% future focused and look for quality clients that are going to be with me long term.
Yeah, when you say quality client, that resonates with me, and specifically is because my approach is very unique than other standard salespeople. I typically, when I look out and I meet someone for the first time, my approach is very consultative, so much so that I'm finding a way to disqualify that individual as a person that I'm going to do business with. Because in doing so, I'm going to make sure that we're going to be a good fit. So as we go through our assessment, based on their answers, I could either recommend someone else or either a different solution. But at the end of the day, they're going to know that I'm actually wanting to help them rather than sell them. So it definitely echoes with me when you say that. So now Jesse T, the question I've been asking the panel is, what are you doing differently now to, lack of a better word, prospect, and how's that impact you getting new clients, to stay afloat in your industry, and if you could share your strategy on that, please.
Yeah, I've been very lucky. This has been a time where people have more questions about their money and their wealth more now than ever. So I've been pretty busy. But in terms of prospecting, man, I'm a sales guy at heart. My first job was outside sales, door-to-door, cold call commission. So I know what it's like to hustle. And so for me, I haven't lost that. So the big thing I've been doing is I have my nephew who works with me. He's just pounding the ground through LinkedIn right now, letters A through Z, about 5,000 connection. He's individually going through and saying, hey, Marcello, great to meet with you. I'd love to connect and learn more about you and what your mission is. Let's jump on a quick call and see where we could add value to one another. Those are the word tracks. And I have anywhere from about 20 to 25 appointments each week with people, connecting with them, seeing where I can add value. They may not be a financial planning client or a wealth management client, but I may be able to help them with the podcast or with my nonprofit. And so just connecting with people and really just trying to add value on the front end, I've made some beautiful relationships. And then the other piece that's been really helpful is the podcast. The podcast speaks volumes, and it's really my biggest marketing right now.
Yeah, when you talk about the podcast, I haven't gotten there yet, but I've been wanting to interview either my current customers, and even if I meet you today and we're talking about your recycling and waste services for your business, find a way if that individual be willing to be interviewed. If I find their story remarkable, then chances are, if I bring them on a podcast like you're saying, or if I interview you, and you are in, let's say, in warehousing, chances are when I meet the next person in warehousing, I might know a little bit more about that industry. And at the end of the day, like I've said so many times, I really do want to learn about what people do and what makes them tick. So in doing so, I could just about pick up a conversation with a perfect stranger, and they can look at me like, why is this guy so relatable? So just having these questions, these conversations with all walks of life allows you to really just relate with just about anyone. So you feel the same way on that, Jesse?
Yeah, it's a way to connect with people and really show that you care about their story, because the story is all about them and them just sharing that with the world. And so it's helped me tremendously in so many ways, like just in conversation and how to, like you said, connect with anyone. I've always been a people person, but it's really taken that to the next level of being able to really kind of vibe with anyone that I meet.
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. Now, let me bring my dude back in here. Daryl Perry, the guy with the bow tie. What are you doing differently, man, when it comes down to helping folks in your industry? I mean, have you, I know that, it's been about 3 such months. You've heard the question I've already asked the 6 other folks. What's your approach on that? I can't hear you, Daryl. No worries. Yeah, so now let me ask you guys now in the meantime, what's outside of networking which is the biggest challenge shared, to answer your that question. I want to give you guys the floor because we're about to wrap up the show at this point because we're at the hour mark. I want to give you guys an opportunity to go round robin and let folks know anything that you didn't get a chance to cover in the meantime. So I'm going to start with Edie.
I guess my thing that I really want to impress upon people is that even though video has not been something that maybe they've been comfortable doing, that they shouldn't fear it or avoid it, because especially now, it's really important that you get comfortable using it because so many people are available to see your content. And particularly, I am a proponent of people using YouTube. Not against anything with LinkedIn, but mainly because YouTube is a search engine and your stuff stays on there forever. So something that you could post today, a year from now, you could get leads or at least help someone with that content. So I think a lot of people tend to not really focus on YouTube that much because they just see it as being a lot of work. And it does take a lot of work initially, but I do highly recommend that they still utilize it because it is a great way to get found by an audience that typically would not find you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, Miss St. Lucia, go right ahead. Let folks know about you that you haven't had a chance to cover it as of yet.
Okay, well, what I can say is the program for business owners and entrepreneurs, which I launched in May, the Social Media Runway, I will be allowing a backdoor access very soon, opening it up to my LinkedIn connections. I will say by July 15th. So you guys can look out for that. If you're not connected with me, send an invitation. I am open to connect. And before that backdoor entrance, I will be doing a webinar, a one-day webinar named The Click Factor. And I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be talking about what would create that as we say sometimes is je ne sais quoi, as to you know sometimes you're scrolling on your timeline, but there's just something that makes you stop and tap or click on that particular piece of content. So I will be speaking on that. I know a lot of entrepreneurs have been waiting for me to do that. I'm very excited about it. So the Click Factor will actually be coming on the same day, July 15th. So I will be presenting it or presenting the link to that Zoom call. I'll be happy to have everybody that is interested join me, and you will have an opportunity to register for the Social Media Runway. So far, it's going very well. I've been getting really good feedback from it. So, yep, I'm excited.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. I mean, just listening to you, I'm just getting, I don't know, there's that vibe about you. Oh, wow, did I just get, I lost like 50 pounds, and oh, wow, that's pretty good. Listen, I love St. Lucia. That's what happens when you talk to somebody from the islands, everything gets airy. All right, let's go, Sarah. Sarah, talk to me. Let folks know what you haven't covered, or maybe how folks can connect with you outside of LinkedIn.
All right, so outside of LinkedIn, you can find me on Facebook. Super easy to remember because I like to travel happy. So you're going to type in Facebook, Be Disney Happy, because Disney is my first love, and it's where I started travel planning. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah_travels_happy, and also on WordPress, my blog, Sarah Travels Happy. So obviously I have a theme there, and I would love to help all of you travel happy in the future. If any of you guys are business mentors, coaches, counselors, fitness and health and wellness people, let's talk about setting up a retreat so that your next masterclass or mastermind is in St. Lucia. I can help you with that as well. And we can all hang out and have a cocktail after we do our self-improvement stuff that we're going to do. Just leave you with one thought. Whenever you're talking to somebody about travel, my recommendation, do not tell them where you want to go. Let them be the expert. Tell them the kind of trip that you want to take, because your goals may not match up with the last commercial that you saw. So let them put their knowledge to work to find you the trip that's actually going to help you travel.
You know what? You are so right. I tell you, you nailed it. I think when it comes down to Marcello, you gotta come back. He stepped away for a moment. You nailed it, I tell you, Sarah. You did your thing. All right. Let me go to my dude right here. That's my dude, but somebody else's dude right here. Michael, why don't you tell a little bit about you that you haven't covered as of yet? Why don't you share that with us, please?
Yeah, absolutely, Miller. So,
That's Marcella.
Having a plan is great, but if you don't implement that plan, then it's basically useless. And that could be in a lot of other areas in your life. It could be in your finances. It could be in your life. You can have a plan made, but if you don't actually have something that's achievable and adjustable, then you're really just shooting in the dark. You want to make sure that you're following up on your plan and ensuring that you're taking action and that you're adjusting it, because each day your life is going to change and something's going to happen, and that end goal could be something different today, tomorrow, or 6 months from now. So you always want to make sure that you're adjusting and adapting to what life is bringing into you.
I tell you, man, Mike, your stuff is like, you're just like, bam! God damn, dude, I love it. I love what you do. That's outstanding, man. And before I bring up Jesse, why don't you let folks know stuff that you haven't covered as of yet, that either channel or anything that you haven't covered as of yet that folks need to know about you, please.
I love all the effects, man. You gotta tell me.
Thank you. I'm bored of it. That's what it is.
You're beautiful, man. You're beautiful. So again, thanks for putting this on with you and Daryl and everybody who's on the panel and everybody who's jumped in. There was a couple things I was looking forward to that I'm still going to put on this year if I can. So on May 16th, I was going to drop Revolution ATL, which is a 200-person conference here near the Battery. And it's going to be entrepreneurs, executives, people that just want to connect and grow their business. And so that's still going to happen. It's just a matter of when we can feel comfortable about getting 200 people in a room together. So stay tuned for that. And then I'm pretty close to wrapping up my first book, which is going to show people how to remain happy while building wealth. So I'll be getting that out to the masses as soon as possible to try to help as many people as I can.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So we're at the end of Link Lunch. I wanted to bring my dude back, Daryl Perry, the guy with the bow tie. See if you have the opportunity to share some parting words on his end.
The guy with the tech issues. I'm just killing everything today.
No, you're fine. You and I combined,
Yeah, but thank you guys for breaking the internet today, because that's obviously what happened. But parting wisdom, I want to leave one thing. There's going to be an event next Tuesday that you probably saw me, Nick Nelson, Ronell Richards, Michelle Taylor-Willis, ton of great people on LinkedIn called Professionally Black. I encourage you, if you want to understand the Black experience as a professional, because you're not Black or you are Black, and just say, hey, it's hard out there sometimes, it'll be like a barbecue with a bunch of heavy hitters on LinkedIn talking about their experiences from 12 to 2 Eastern time. That'll be on my page. And Chello, thank you for all the great effects to keep everything going. Everybody with using this new environment, connect with people. Don't just send a connection request and leave it there. Actually have a conversation and don't spam people. When you connect with them, try to find out something that might be relevant for their business or your business. But use this as an opportunity, since you can't shake hands and get business cards. Use this as a chance to kind of meet people. Jesse, you and your quickies are great for everybody. We're not a family show anymore because of Jesse's quickies. But thank you guys for everything. And catch us next time. It'll be July 23rd will be the next time. Chello and I are going to figure out a smoother way for this to let more people on. But I appreciate you guys. Tag people that want to see this, reshare it, and let's make this a great way to make networking free and available for all people.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. And thank you for making Linked Lunch a success. Everyone that's watching, everyone that participated in the chat, all the folks in the panel, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much. And another thing I want to reiterate, please take a moment, if you haven't done already, create an intro video. If you have already, post it on the event page, the page that you guys accepted to join this chat. So then that gives you an opportunity to interact with other folks, see others, their approach, how they create their intro video. Maybe there's something how someone said something that you're like, that's a good way. Or better yet, that's a good word to emphasize that. So either way, consider that. I definitely want to recommend you guys to do that. Either way, thank you very much for joining us today here on Link Lunch. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, guys.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care. Hey, what's going on, Miss Lady? I just saw you there in the background. Somebody just popped there at the last minute.
Last minute, it's like, oh shit, I missed
I'm like, I did the outro out already. Like, it's like your version of dropping the not the refrigerator, the TV. And I'm like, I'm going through hey, hold on a second. What's going on, Cher? How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, very good. I guess we can have a whole panel right here. But it's interesting that you come on because I've been wanting to bend your ear because you said on your recent show that you was considering to do an interview style show. Mm-hmm. But we could definitely either look into that individual or probably have let's say a LinkedIn version of his and hers. I'm not sure if you heard of that before. Like, you're a broadcaster. You knew about that. Yeah. So I just thought that might be an interesting concept, his and hers, or better yet, North and South, because you're in North and I'm literally in the South.
Exactly.
I got them all day. I can just keep coming.
Again, one day y'all won't have COVID.
Well, sure. Thank you very much for making it. At the end, I mean, guess what is it? You were what's that thing called about late? You were fashion me late. So thank you very much for making us.
I woke up like this, right? No.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, exactly. You woke up like this.
Yeah, it's just like this, everything.
Well, let folks know about what you get to get to, what you're passionate about, and also why should folks connect with you here on LinkedIn.
Okay, so one of the things that I love to do is talk about how they can leverage platforms like LinkedIn or just generally personal branding and how people can, whether they're creating a credible digital presence or they are building out a personal brand, because there is a difference. So I like to give people tips, tricks, ideas, showcase other examples of what other people are doing in my show, Just As Share Live, which is Tuesday nights live on LinkedIn. And that's what I do as my business. So I'm a corporate social media trainer and I specialize in that corporate personal brand for business. So teaching professionals how to present themselves online, but also to use social media at work for work. So that is what I constantly talk about. And I'm always giving fresh to death ideas. And that's what I do.
That's awesome. I mean, I've learned quite a bit of my approach from you. I mean, that I've learned is that Team Live and Team Replay. I'm not sure if anyone else used it, but when I came across
I can't even
show,
take credit for that one. So, let me see, who was it? Richard Moore. He was the first time I ever saw that. I was like, Richard? I literally left in his comments, I'm like, I am taking that and I will always give you credit for that. So Richard Moore was the first one who I ever saw. Hey, Team Live or Team Replay? And I was like, that's it. I'm claiming that, but I will always give respect where respect is due.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've adapted that every single time. But for the reason, I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch this one in the beginning. I have these fancy mics, and for the reason the app would not work, and then I finally found out maybe 10 minutes into the show when everybody's like, I don't think it took 10 minutes, but either way, it was a wow, and it was like nerve-wracking, and I'm like, I'm literally using one of these as a microphone. Can't believe it, old school, but but whatever it takes. So, but I appreciate it. I can't thank you enough for everything you do on the community here on LinkedIn and also on other platforms. Now, outside of what you do with Just Share Live on Tuesdays, what are you planning that you're working on that you can share with us today? Like a teaser.
Oh, okay. So teaser. I'm going to, so you actually did a great job talking about the intro challenge. And I just think it is so important that people do a video intro to who they are, because this platform is that much more dynamic when it's not just a static profile where just, the words are there and your headline's there and your about section is there. When you see people and you see it, like you see the amount of people who just participated because you put it out there, as far as when they create a video introducing what it is they do and how they help people, people, they come to life. You get to, it's like, oh, that's who that picture is.
Yeah.
Like actually getting to see them. But what I've found is that over the last 4 or 5 months, we've all pivoted in how we're doing business now. So I want to level up the intro challenge so that part is now included. So not only introducing themselves and what they do, but the pivots they've had to make to do business and how they do business now is an incorporation into the new and improved LinkedIn video challenge, intro challenge. So I was like, that's coming up. And also been thinking about, again, how can I create content that I can be consistent on? Because the one thing I'm really proud about myself is that Just As Share Live has been consistent. Like I have been doing it since around this time last year. And almost every week, outside a couple of weeks, and literally a couple of weeks over the last year, I've been showing up. And it's a format that works for me. So looking at other formats that force my consistency, because I think that everybody as content creators, it's finding what works for you and what you can be consistent at. So I'm exploring that. And like you talked about off the top of the show, like the interview style shows, because like right now my show's all about me. Or, well, no, I'm the host and I'm the only person. It's all about my audience, but I'm the only person.
The truth finally came out.
I know.
You hear it here first, guys.
Yeah, it's all about me. Share show. Just As Share. My name's in the damn show, damn it. So yeah, what else can I do to add value that's not being done right now? So that's what I'm exploring as another piece of content.
Yeah, I think that I've been challenged with that as well, and that's why, when I was doing this, and I still do, is on Thursday afternoon or late afternoon, called Cocktails with Chello. I've been doing that, and this is when Daryl saw me do that. He said, "Well, he liked the idea. He was thinking about doing something similar, and this is why we created Linked Lunch. And the reason why I choose Linked Lunch is because I don't want to say LinkedIn Lunch." And then somehow they go like this, They knock on my door like, yeah, LinkedIn, that's my brand. So that's why I say Linked Lunch. But yeah, that's what, people that don't want to stay up late or they don't want to partake in a cocktail, whatever it might be. But that was very successful because we'll have folks come on and very similar to what we're doing now, but have folks come on, talk about what they're passionate about, share why someone should connect with them, and then lastly, when that all gets done, then we have a dialogue on any given topic. Like a few weeks back, right before Juneteenth, we talked about Juneteenth. Like, should that be a national holiday? And I say that because the 4th of July, if it doesn't fall on a weekday, guess what? Most companies give you the day before the weekend or the day after the weekend. None of that happened. I mean, the only thing that you got was probably, I think, was some of these big companies said, let's act on it quick and let's give everybody Friday off, and we look great. So, but that was so last minute. So I know I'm putting on the spot on this, but what are your thoughts on that? Even though it's an old topic, relatively old, what are your thoughts on making Juneteenth a holiday?
I love the idea of it because we celebrate so many things that are not culturally or historically relevant or have not been adapted and adopted to suit. So I love the fact that this conversation is happening. Where I'm curious to see is what happens next year. That's the question. Now that it's become a thing, we've seen those big companies. We'll see where they are next year. Are they true to the values that they're trying to project? And that's it is what it is, but I want to see the progress. I want to see between Juneteenths, what is the hard work that they're doing inside the company to move the dial forward. And it's not going to be something that is we're here and all of a sudden we've jumped all the way over here, this way, all the way back. So it's going to take time, and I get that. But has there been progress, or was this a media opportunity? So now we're going to see, right? All these statements. Do they mean what they say and say what they mean, and are they taking action? And again, we cannot expect transformation, but we can expect progress if they meant it.
When you say that, I think about there was a video that's been going around for some time now, right after George Floyd's murder, and this woman was talking about. She wraps up by saying, "You should be glad that we're not asking for equality. Not what was it? Oh man, I don't want to chop it up." I think it was something to the fact that she's not looking for. They're just looking for equality, not either reparations or something like that. And I know I'm butchering it, and if somebody's on the chat, you could definitely comment on that. But yeah, I've always, when it comes down to talking about race, especially like platform like this, it's always been a touchy subject for me because I'm of color and I'm married to African American women, and I've always been obviously of color. But I've always
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know, right? But I've always been told that line. I'll just be honest. I'm being transparent right now on being conservative, but at the same time, not going too much out of the area. Meaning, better yet, I've always been a devil's advocate kind of guy. Like, if it could be something happen, let's say, oh, well, why did that guy was in the street at 3 o'clock in the morning? Not that I would make an argument like that, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I always try to find the story behind the story and try to, rather than just thinking, okay, we're entitled or things like that. However, the fact still remains, we as a society gone through enough of it as it is that, if anything, this should be the time to change. Now, I got to ask you this. Why do you feel that George Floyd's murder was, and I feel that is as impactful or more impactful than the civil rights movement? Mind you, I'm living it, so I can easily say that, hindsight. But what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that?
I can't agree with you in the sense of one being like, this is not the suffering Olympics. One is not important than the other. I think it's all been a progress. Like, we are literally progressing on the backs of what has happened throughout history. And I think that it would be very irresponsible to say that this is more important. This is just where we're at now. We have the benefit of social media and technology at our fingertips that we can really tell these stories and show the stories of things that have been happening. There has been progress, but now what we have is the undeniable fact, and you cannot ignore it. You cannot look away from it because it's hitting us everywhere, and we can actually see proof. So I think it's just part of the journey, and this has been like, that whole week was a trifecta kind of week of all the things that were happening with Ahmaud Arbery. We're seeing the Amy Cooper case, and then that it was just like. It was, and then you add in the perfect storm of those things happening, and then you have the things with COVID happening and economic meltdowns happening. It was just the perfect storm for something like this to gain the momentum necessary to have these conversations in a way that we can't ignore them. So I can't compare one part of the movement to the other because it's all a movement. It's about carrying forward this movement and the momentum and the progress and pushing the conversations when it's uncomfortable and challenging especially as people of color, as a Black woman, there are constant things that I have to challenge my thinking on. And it could be when we are victim blaming. Well, what was he doing? Then you have to challenge of, does it matter? Did it equal death? And that's all. And when you can answer, did it equal death? No, then it's wrong. Right? So you look at that, and that's the way we have to start challenging that. And we have to start challenging, well, where did those thoughts come from? Or even still, if we don't want to do that kind of work, it's just like, catch it where it is and then just challenge the logic behind it. Does whatever he could have been doing, did it deserve a knee in your neck? No. It doesn't matter. I don't care what he did. Right? So like, why do I even have to start to justify this? Right? Because like, it's not fair. And those are the things that we have to adjust. And then even when one of the things that I have been saying in these conversations is, while I'm asking people to check their privilege, as a Black woman, I also have to check the judgment of my judgment on other people who are going through this and maybe waking up for the first time. Hello.
I had to get in here because I saw it was still going on.
she came at the last minute, dude.
You know what, Marcello? You need this.
No, it's not me. It's this dude, Darren Perry.
No, it's you.
Is it really?
Yes.
It is absolutely.
Oh gosh.
Share those
I know
audio
you told me
mixer
about that
stuff.
before, but my thing went kablooey early, so there's no excuse. My bad, guys.
I was going to jump in real quick. I'm doing like 3 things at once, but I saw Share and said, "Man, I got to go back on for Share." But I think the comment was, "We're asking for justice, not revenge," was kind of the comment. And
yeah, thank you.
Something to that effect. But Mexicans get Cinco de Mayo, and they don't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo. It's not even really Mexican Independence Day for them, and they're like, "Why are y'all celebrating that? We don't celebrate that." So the fact that Cinco de Mayo was a thing should be for Juneteenth at least a party day or a restaurant, anything like that. If it's not a holiday federally, at least we all recognize it.
Yeah, and it's really like I've heard people say, do not let Juneteenth become Cinco de Mayo because of what it's become. And that is, it's like recognizing the relevance, recognizing the historical weight behind that and how important it is. That's the issue.
Yep.
And so just before you bumped in, I was talking about the fact that I'm saying, well, I'm asking people to check their privilege. I need to check my judgment on people's journey as they first, like some people are just waking up and being like, oh my gosh, racism's still a thing. And for me to judge them, but no. They see that laughter. We have to check that.
Right.
Because they really didn't, there are people who really didn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Really didn't know. And they are just starting to wake up. So we have to show, as we are the victims, we still have to show some semblance of grace and check our judgment as we walk people through this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not be apologetic for our pain.
Yeah, that's like when I see
And
these
that's
new people saying
hard.
racism isn't real. There's this new thing where you see people saying racism isn't real. Like, why would we make this up? This doesn't benefit us any kind of way to say it's a
Right.
fake thing. So that's this new
And
thing.
I'm not even about them because I'm not trying to deal with people who are willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
They're choosing that, and that's fine. But I'm talking about the people who are just like, literally, like they're just becoming woke.
Yep.
Like they're just rubbing the sleep out of their eyes and seeing that
Yep.
and being patient with the process and the questions as taxing. And it's not everybody's job to take on the questions. And that's why, this is not a prescriptive formula that I'm trying to give people. I'm just checking myself on my judgment as I have conversations with people, because it is a journey, and in order for this to not be just a moment but actually be a momentum, it requires effort.
Yep, you're right.
And at the same time, recognizing that not everybody has the energy, the bandwidth, or the safety to be involved in the moment. And I'm talking about Black people, people of color in general, when they just can't take it on right now because they don't feel safe. I can't judge them either.
Yep. Well, I appreciate that. This is a good precursor for next Tuesday. I got to jump back to my other thing.
Sure is.
But Tuesday, Professionally Black People. Cher will be there. I'll be there. A lot of great people will be there. So tune in. I got to jump off my day job right now.
Me too. I know, right?
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
Chello.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
Thank
Cher.
you, guys. Thank you. Cher, thanks for
Thank you.
popping in.
Thanks for having
You
me. I
guys have a-
appreciate it in the last second.
Take care, guys.
Clutch.